Welcome back. Playwrights young and old, or at least older, are presenting their latest work as part of the inaugural Red Moon New Works Theater Festival. Here to tell us about it is the event's creator, Ian Mairs, managing director at Apex Theater Studio in Ponte Vedra Beach. Good morning, Ian.
Happy Friday.
Nice to see you.
Good to see you as well, Ann.
We're also joined by student playwrights Peyton Kinnebrew and Deidre Curtis. Peyton, Deirdre, nice to see you.
Nice to see you. Good morning.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you for being here. So, Ian, you've been working as a director and an actor and a playwright and a producer in this market for 2 decades or so,
Yeah.
give or
Yes,
take.
absolutely.
But your current project is at Apex, and you've been there for about 10 years. So,
Yes.
what role does that play in the local theater community, particularly for young people?
Well, it was created for a kind of student who this is their calling. This is what they do. And so it's a place for them to gather and be a third space in a community. I had a group of students approach me about 12 years ago and say, I'm doing a play in the summer, but not everybody is as into it as I am. I just want to be with people who are really into it.
Yeah.
And so we started a summer camp, and 2 years later, we opened our own brick and mortar, and boom, it's 11 years.
And so this is for some kids who are kind of doing theater perhaps in high school, but are really looking to augment it, or is it sort of replacing what they're doing in their schools?
Well, we actually start getting them at the age of 6.
Wow.
Yes. And so some of our students actually are already working professionally. And so they're looking for a place to keep honing their craft. So our focus really is 6 to 14. And then we encourage them to embrace their high school program and be a vital part of it. And then they'll come back in the summer and hang with us. But we want them to enrich their program. But, you have these parents who say, I have a 6-year-old who won't stop singing Hamilton.
Wow.
You need to help me.
Do something with them, please. Deirdre, you are in the student writing program at Douglas Anderson.
Mhm.
How is the work that you're doing with Ian and at Apex, the playwriting work, is that different from the kind of writing that you have been doing for DA?
In a way, it feels the same. I would say it definitely introduced a new aspect because at DA, we don't exactly do script writing right now. So it definitely felt different, very different. Because all aspects of writing, you're introducing so many new things. So I would definitely say it was a new very new for me.
And playwriting, I mean, it's interesting because you're working with sort of a limited window. The dialogue is constrained. And yet, there's sort of these instructions you can give the actors through your notes, and you're communicating, but you have to do it in a really kind of abbreviated form.
That is very true. As a writer, and especially for my fiction and nonfiction, I'm very descriptive. Like I love making sure my audience understands what I'm saying. That's what I'm heavy on. But when it comes to script writing, I just have to trust actors and my own dialogue really to just convey that message that I can't exactly say myself.
And Deirdre is kind of a serious play called Days to Forget that's going to be part of this upcoming performance. But Peyton, you're a little bit more of a comedic writer. You've got a play called The Social Counselor. And how do you come to that? I mean, it is, as we said, kind of working through very limited language. How do you approach that challenge?
Well, I try to I try to
Well, let me ask you it in a different way. I mean, so you're creating a story, this social counselor story. You're basically asking the audience to kind of follow what you're instructing, through your actors, that they can kind of follow this storyline. How much of it do you begin with when you're, creating the play in the first place?
well, I begin with an idea. Like what is something that people are going to like? What is controversial right now that won't strike terror in their hearts?
Uh-huh.
I went with social media. I mean, the government's trying to ban it. Some people are just plain addicted to it. So I chose social media as to like get people interested and not offend them.
Uh-huh. But it is also, you're also trying to like make them laugh, right?
Yep,
Yeah.
make them laugh.
And he
Right.
succeeds at that. He succeeds at
He has
that.
got some good comic timing in
Very
his writing.
funny. Very funny. One of our mentors is New York playwright and TV writer Jackie Reingold. People would know her work from Law and Order,
Gracie and Frankie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And she was so amazed at how Peyton could take her notes and do a quick turnaround.
Yeah.
She'd say like, that kid, I give him notes and he turns it around.
Well, it's so cool that you have, outside professionals as well, have their eyeballs on your work and kind of help you shape it and give you some feedback. Um, I mean, you're also doing a full play.
Yes.
Eh,
Well, we really want full length works from student writers, but the first year we thought like that was a tall order. So Jackie and I both have plays that we've been working on. And so we thought, well, we'll do workshop productions of those, which means it's actually staged and actors are moving around and talking. And the student writers will have what we more of a traditional music stand reading, but with actors.
yeah, and so this is a free performance.
Everything's free. It's all weekend at the studio. Go to apextheaterjacks.com and you can we have a tiny little performance space, so we encourage reservations.
Yeah, but their performances will be read by actors,
Yep.
and they'll be there kind of watching their work take shape,
Yeah, and we'll do feedback sessions after every reading.
which is great. Yeah, so this is free. You can sign up because reservations are definitely encouraged. It's apextheaterjacks.com/events. Ian, Mairs, Peyton Kinnebrew, Deirdre Curtis, thank you so much for being here. Appreciate it.
Of course, thank you for having us.
Thank you,
Thank you.
Ann.
All right. And thank you for listening. That's our program. If you have comments or questions, feedback, or suggestions, you can send any of it to First Coast Connect at wjct.org. And if you missed anything, you can catch our rebroadcast at 8 o'clock tonight or find our entire archive on your favorite podcast platform. Don't forget to listen Saturday at 4 when neurologist Dr. Joe Servin explores the mental health challenges for new moms in the military. And join us Monday when we ask the CEO of MOSH about the museum's plan for future layoffs and a 2.5-year shutdown. I'm Ann Schindler. You've been listening to First Coast Connect on WJCT News 89.9.
Support for First Coast Connect is provided by Baptist Health and the North Florida TPO.
Baptist Health is a proud supporter of First Coast Connect. Baptist Health, committed to building a healthier community for all of us. More info at 202-4YOU or baptistjacks.com. The North Florida TPO is dedicated to transportation planning, funding, clean fuels, and new technologies for a vibrant, resilient, and connected region. More information available at northfloridatpo.com. Florida Theater presents Jim Henson's Fraggle Rock, Back to the Rock Live, featuring puppet creatures from Jim Henson's Creature Shop, classic Fraggle songs, and immersive visual effects. Sunday, May 11th at 3 p.m. Information at floridatheater.com.